Space in London, where we are here to celebrate Skepta's brand new album, Ignorance is Bliss. But not just here in London, as we are global via live stream, and we'll be getting into a lot of questions from you guys, both here on the floor and online. Released under his own label, Boy Better Know, it's time we get to know about his 5th album. So everyone in the room, give a loud round of applause for Skepta. Hi.
Saying. Is my mic on?
Yes.
Yeah.
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
How does it feel to be back in a world of phones and internet and social media? And
Nah, it's good, man. It's good. I needed some time away to just work on my stuff. But it's good to be back socializing when I know I've done what I need to do, rather than, socializing when I haven't done what I need to do, because then I'm never there. Wherever I am, I'm never there. I'm just thinking about what I should be doing. Yeah. So yeah, I'm just happy to be back and present.
And what was the reasoning behind you? I can't even unlock this thing. What was the reasoning behind? Sorry, someone's in my ear right now. Cool, thanks. What was the reasoning behind you not being on social media and kind of changing your number while you were making this album?
I feel like it's a gift and a curse being, I was before the internet. Like, before the internet was such a big thing. I was on pirate radio doing music to, playing on the station at whatever time, not even knowing how many people were locked in. It could be 20, it could be 200, it could be whatever, but I just loved doing it. So, I do understand that the internet's it's a tool that's to be used to help promote yourself, but because in my mind I have the other guy who's really hands-on, I just felt like it was something I needed to do. I didn't even know if it was right for me to do. I know a lot of them, maybe, I hope, my people around me didn't take it personally, but I needed to do it for myself. I needed to see how it felt to do it. But now I know if I need to do something, that I'm just going to do that again, because that's the way to do it. Yeah.
I guess ignorance is bliss in a way. And when it comes to that being the album title, why did you choose Ignorance is Bliss?
I learn a lot of stuff, and I put it towards how I live, and it kind of works for me. And I think a lot of people see that, and they're asking me how, and I'm telling them how, but they're not listening. It's probably the same for yourself, doing what you do. Bare people must say to you, what do I do to do it? And you're trying to tell them, just do it. Just do it. I can't explain to you how I do it. Just do it. If you really love it, you'll just do it. So for a while, especially since the success of Konnichiwa, I kept trying to tell people what I did, tell artists what I did, just tell people what I did and how I did what I did, and they weren't listening. They didn't care what I was saying, and it was making me upset. And I went through a time where I just had my shades on, and I was just trying to detach from everyone that I was showing love to so much, when I realized that my love is turning into some kind of I was turning into a villain. I was turning into someone that people, when I come around, my presence means da 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 da. When it's not, I'm a nice person, but it's love in it. But I just realized I had to stop saying this and just understand that ignorance is bliss. Some people are living a blissful life, just doing what they want to do. So I just want to live and let live. So it was a perfect album title to change from SK Level.
And getting into Ignorance is Bliss, one thing I remember from when you did, I guess your friends and family listening thing, you had Hattie Collins, and she said to you something about if there was a fire and everything was going down, what one song could you take? And you chose Bullet from a Gun. And I've got a question for you from Exagen, I apologize if that's wrong, from Turin. And he says, where did you get the inspiration to write Bullet from a Gun? Low-key, one of the best tracks off the album.
Thanks. I feel like whenever I write an intro to any of my albums, I've always it's like I've been somewhere, I've understood something, and it's like a summary of the album. So Bullet from a Gun is like basically speaks about everything what the rest of the album says in one track. And I've never put out an intro of my album first, ever. Like I always try to leave the first track like fresh, so when you press play, it's like, yeah, I've never heard this before. But just when I was listening to it, I was like, this needs to be said. This needs to be said about, the album first before anyone understands where I'm coming back from after Konnichiwa. So it was just. It's another song that should have been called Ignorance is Bliss, but, because it was like Bullet from a Gun, it burns, I just decided to call it that. But it should have been like called Ignorance is Bliss because it just explains that. And it was like it was a good way to start the album.
All right, let's go to a clip of Bullet from a Gun now.
Smoke, SK level. Listen. Like a bullet from a gun, it burns. When you realize she was never your girl, it was just your turn. You gotta face your demons, don't matter how much money you earn. Said 4L, but the got real and he weren't concerned. The same old story, the world spins round and round, fam. Lessons have to get learned. Truth has to be told. I don't bend, I don't fold. I lost count how many we sold. I went silver, I went gold, then I went platinum, so what's next? Supermodels trying to sex, sending nudes on a text. Can't believe I used to be vexed. See, it's too easy to write a sad song about how my dad raised me, cause I'm looking in the mirror and my dad made me a real top boy. I just can't play the victim. Been living my life as a kingpin. I'm calm with the heat in the kitchen. I was a young boy,
Sick. Very, very sick video. And you co-directed it, right?
Yeah. I always direct my videos, but because I can't like press record on the camera and run round or like run round into the scene, like I just get somebody like I can translate well with and do it. Yeah. Big up Duncan.
Big up Duncan.
Yeah.
Do you have a hand in pretty much a lot of your creative direction, I guess, for this project?
Yeah. Well, like production is predominantly me.
Yeah.
When I'm doing my videos, I normally have an idea for it. Lyrics, obviously, I write myself. So yeah, it's pretty hands-on. It's pretty. My brain doesn't stop. Like my brain doesn't stop thinking of like things I can add on to the project. But I enjoy it. I enjoy doing so much of it. Otherwise, it wouldn't really feel like me.
I've got a question from the floor from Vonnie. Yes. Hi.
I'll just get it. I wanted to know, how has fatherhood changed your perspective towards your career?
I don't know. Because it's so new, like, I'm just going with it. But I definitely know there was this guy that I was supposed to turn into after I had a kid. And it was probably why a lot of guys are scared of having a kid. Because you think that you got to turn into this dad thing. Yeah. But I'm realizing that I just need to be me and I want to be me and I need my daughter to meet me. Like, not that I changed my swag when she was born, because she might even grow up and feel that, Dad, I didn't want to do that to you. Like, you was cool. Like, because I see that in my dad a bit. I see pictures of him before I was born. And then when I was born, like, he turned into like a dad, you know what I mean? And I like him before he had us. I think he was a wavy guy. But, I'm just learning every day. Like, I don't think it's like changed me like straight bang, but yeah, I really want her to meet me, meet Skep, and understand, like, especially this album as well. This is how I was thinking when she was born, and she's bang in the middle of the artwork. And I just want to stay me. Yeah.
Aaron C. from Northern Ireland has asked, what was your initial mindset as you started working on the album, and were you worried whether or not people would enjoy it as much as Konnichiwa?
My initial mindset was locking everything off. Like that was if you listen to the album, that's what it's basically about. It's about just doing you. Like, I always say that when you wake up in your bed, you have these like missions that you have to complete to get to the next level. And then when you go through your day, people distract you. There's loads of distractions, whether it's like, well, I don't want to name them, but they're everywhere. You know what I mean? They're just there to sway you off your path of what you woke up in the morning to think and to do to get you to the next level of your game, you know? So I just wanted to lock everything off, and I did. And I told my engineer, MSM, like, let's just make this album. We know what good music is, and let's just do it. So, you know, I understood that people was gonna compare it to Konnichiwa. And most of the, like, any funny negative thing that I've seen about it is because they've compared it to Konnichiwa. Like, everything that I've seen people say, but I'm not making Konnichiwa. That Konnichiwa was made at that time for, you know, I think it was like an introduction to the world, to what, like, London sounded like the grit of it, the raw, like what it was. But now I don't need to introduce myself to anyone anymore. Like, I'm Skepta, innit? So now, like, we just went in to make music. Like, and if you listen to Ignorance Is Bliss, like, none of the tracks sound the same. They all sound like different vibes. It's like a mixed, like a Skepta playlist of music. And yeah, I feel like you listen to it once, you'll compare it to Konnichiwa, and you'll say, okay, where's like the That's Not Me's and whatever. And then you listen to it again, and you'll realize, when you listen to it again, you'll be like, okay, I'm not expecting Konnichiwa because it's not Konnichiwa. And on that second listen, you'll realize, like, it's a classic. If I may say so myself, it's a classic, innit? Like,
You can.
yeah, like, that album's amazing to me. Like, it's it's my favorite album that I've ever made, because I took so much time and attention to detail. You know, sometimes I've been in clubs and my songs come on, I don't like the way I'm like shouting too loud on the song, or sometimes it comes on and it's like not mixed properly, or maybe I've made the same track twice, like, man, that's not me, like, shut down, it's the same track, you know. But this album is like, we've just tailored it like to perfect. I'm so proud of it.
You think it pretty much represents all of the parts that make you Skepta today?
Yeah, and I think when you're making an album, you know, as an artist, or when you're making art, you always are very conscious that it could be the last piece of art that you make, and you want to explain yourself and leave it there, like a full stop, like bang. And this is like Skep, like, this is all sides of Skepta. And yeah, people who compare it to Konnichiwa, I just hope you stop doing that, and to get to listen to it properly, like, it's sick.
It is sick. I've got a question from SV on the floor.
I wanted to ask, your past like few intros, like Bullet from a Gun, Still, Konnichiwa, you leave like loads of space before you start actually going in on the song. Like, you let the beat just simmer. I just want to know the thought process behind that.
That's a sick question. I always imagine myself like sitting at a table, like sparking one, pouring a drink, like, listen, then I go in. You know what I mean? So with all my intros, that is like, I don't even know why I just told you that, but like, that's how I imagine my intros. That's how I imagine somebody sitting down and listening to what I got to say, as if like a therapist, or, you know, in that kind of way, or talking to someone. You sit down, it's like, listen, you got time to like get the mood and the ambience correct, then I go in. But I didn't really think of that. That's a sick question, but that's why I do that. I don't just start with like, yo, because it's not that vibe. Like, should I stop doing that?
No, it's great for DJs. Please keep doing it.
Okay.
Yeah. Please keep doing that.
Thank you, bro.
We're actually going to get into a VT of Grease Mode, which I love the video for. I'm loving the wig, bro. Like, that's a great wig. So let's get into that, then we'll talk about it.
back on tour. She can see how I'm flexing, count my blessings, praise the Lord. You know the steez, super grease. Nothing nice, tell the promoter, bring the peas. Still ain't safe, I'm in the party with my G's. And I just made your girl, my girl.
On a freeze, she see the freeze, rolling from overseas. Smoke for free, nigga please, allow me. Big Jello VIP is looking cloudy.
Jeez. The swag is immaculate in that video. Yeah, wow.
Thanks. I wish I could grow my hair that long and be, and that's. I wish that was my swag. Like my hair don't really grow like that, man. That's what. Yeah, man. I had a lot of fun shooting this video. I initially I really want after I released it, I was like, I wanted to take a bit of like the strip club side away from the song, innit? So I'm saying on her knees, I'm like, so I was like, on her knees, I'm gonna break the bank. I'm like, bank robbery, bank job. Not for money, I must add, not for money, but yeah, bank job, and I got through to Matthew Walker, which I've worked with a lot on videos, and I was like, I want to do a bank job video to this because these two lyrics go with the song, and with the so. When he showed me all the rest of the lyrics that went with, I was like, what? Like it was sit like on the floor, like on her knees, and then it goes to it's Big Smoke. How could you tell? I need a parachute. I need a camera crew. I was like, yo, this guy, Matt, he went in, and I love it because it takes away, it takes away the other vibe that I was actually talking about away from the song, and it puts another. It just shows how you can what's the word like metaphorically. Create a visual to a song that doesn't mean nothing about it. Yeah, it's sick. One of my favorite videos ever.
Mine too. Yeah. It's sick. And obviously Nave Smalls features on the track. Mm-hmm. One thing I love is even on, I guess, the artwork, that's Slow Tie, isn't it? The bottom. You can't not tell Slow Tie's face even when he's doing that. Yeah. But there's Slow Tie there, there's Nave Smalls on a track, and you've got Lancey Foe. There's a lot of, I mean, to us, we've probably been listening to them for time, but to everybody else, they're kind of coming up, and it's quite sick that these are the people you've selected to put on this body of work, which is your 5th album, and these are the people you've picked. Now we've got a question from, wow, these names, wow, okay, Hawad Tahiri on live stream comments, who says, why did you decide to collaborate with Lancey Foe on Ignorance is Bliss? So sorry if I said your name wrong. Sorry.
I didn't I didn't drop the track list until not 3 hours before the album came out, and it's because I didn't choose the features so I can say to everybody, yeah, look who's on my album. Like I just think that's begging it. Like it's whack. Like it's not even a good way to even make art. I wanted. And as people were even mentioning all these other names, like, why isn't this person on your album? Why isn't it? Because they're not on my album. That's why, because they're not on my album. You can clearly see the track list. I picked these people because when I was making the album, I listened to the album a lot on the way home from studio, and it was like, I just felt that they were whatever sounded right. Be Live, Lazy, Rabbi. Like these people I picked not because they're superstars and everyone knows them and they shut down Madison Square Gardens and O2 and stuff like that, but because Be Live made Love Me Not that garage tune. You know what I'm saying? It was a cool garage tune before, but Be Live made it that tune. You know what I'm saying? Lancey made that song, Animal Instinct, that song. If I just ended it there with me, it's like, okay, cool, all these bars, but what is sick that it goes into him singing and he's got like the same outlook as me. And everybody I picked was because they just sounded good and it worked for my album and not for anything else other than that.
Speaking of that song, Love Me Not, I love the fact you've got a Sophie Ellis-Bextor sample on that a lot. Please talk to me about that. I saw she tweeted you as well.
Yeah, that was crazy. That was sick. I'm not gonna lie, that was sick to wake up to, man. With that song, I had I've known it forever, but I just had this, you know, like you just have this time in your life where you just might play this song for, no, everyone's looking at you like, why do you keep running this tune? Why do I keep running Murder on the Dance Floor? Must have been like 4 months, or we was on tour somewhere, I can't remember where we were on tour, and I'm running this song, and I'm listening to it. So when I made the beat for Love Me Not, and it got to like, we were just in the studio, me, Rabbi, Dev Hines was there as well, shout out Dev. He actually wrote one line on Love Me Not in the hook. Wait, time on the time, I don't know which line it was, but he helped us. Like we got stuck, and Dev is like, "No, just say this." I'm like, "Yeah, thanks." He doesn't even care that about credits or like that. But shouts out Dev. But yeah, I was making it, and I'm singing. I just started singing Murder on the Dance Floor to it, and I'm like, do you reckon we could get this sample? And he's like, nah, we're not gonna get it. So we just started looking, like searching all over the internet, and somehow we found it. Yeah, we found it, sampled it, and it worked so perfectly. Like everywhere we went over the weekend, like the album's been out for like 3 days or whatever, like people kept saying to me, yo, that sample. And I'm like, that was such a quick thing in the studio. It must have been like 20 minutes, but it's a major point of the album.
Jay Wilsori says, why did you choose to have B Live on your album, and would you consider doing more with Evil B?
Well, firstly, he's a good friend of mine. Like we go way, way, way back. And like I said, like I made Love Me Not, and I'm a producer more than a MC or rapper. I'm like a producer. Like I could be in studio with someone who probably doesn't make music and make them a hit, you know? So I was making the song. I was making Love Me Not, and I wanted it to be the best that it could be. If I needed to fly, you know, Creed in from Magaluf to say we did it, like if I needed to fly someone in, I would. That I care about the song, you know. So I called him up. I didn't even tell him. Like I didn't even tell. Like I'm like, what are you saying? Come studio, man. Come chill. So he come. Then I played the song. I'm like, what are you thinking of this? He's like, yeah, I like it. I said, write something for this. He's like, he's looking at me like, no, don't mess me around, Skep. I'm like, no, for real, bro. Write something for this. He goes, what do you mean? I've got something already. What do you mean I got something now? Right. Like, he just went in the booth, killed it. Like, his voice, like, alone, like, it just brings that, he is garage, you know what I mean? Like, he embodies it, and he made that song. He made that song for me. Him and Sophie.
Yeah, and Sophie.
Yeah.
Okay, final push to everyone that is locked in online for questions, so make sure you get them in. Aaron C. from Northern Ireland says, what was your initial... No, have we done that one? Yes. Nils303 from Germany says, how hard was it for you to open up on this album, considering you're dealing with very personal topics? Did you have to bring yourself to write about this stuff, or did you just let it flow?
I've never felt so vulnerable when I've released an album before. Like I've spoken about a lot, said a lot about like my feelings and that, like on this album. Normally I could just come and just be like, you know what I'm saying, just bragging and just blocking that part out of like my music, which I normally do, I have done for ages. But I felt like for some reason, like truth at this point in time was needed from me, because I feel like that's when artists fall off. It's like we watch artists every day think that this money and these cars and this jewelry is going to change their life, and you can see them behind it. They're getting there. They're getting to this. They're getting the chain. They're getting the thing. It's getting to the next bit, and then they hit this wall, and it's like, raw. Then we're like, okay, you're not willing to go over the wall, are you? We're watching. Are you going to go over the wall, waiting for another album? No, you're still saying the same thing. All right, you're rubbed. Yeah, that's when you fall off, because we can see you're still not even learning. You still think that you're chasing that, but you're not. And I feel like I needed to, just as a boy, as a black man growing up in London, there was a lot of things that I went through that not just a black boy could relate to. Like growing up as a black boy, I could tell all these stories, you know, whether it was the way I was as a person, whether it was how my relationship with girls, relationship with my dad, relationship with my mum, like all these things, if I said them, it would help me not just go to the next stage just on like fame or anything, but like to the next level, like to still be interested. Like if I say I'm going to release another album, I would be interested in hearing it, you know. Some people I'm not interested in hearing it, so I feel like Konnichiwa was it. I toured the whole world. I've been everywhere. I've like been everywhere and performed the same album, and it goes crazy. But it was like, okay, now you're the guy, you're that guy, you're the worldwide Skep. So what next? And it was for me to be, you know, an introvert and stop blaming things on the outside and just get more introvert and explain why I'm me.
Young Squill has asked, do you find yourself making beat after beat until you find the right vibe? Or do you go into each track with an idea of what you want to create?
I don't think I think there must be like 4 beats that we didn't use. But most times, like, I'll just hear melodies in my head from some kind of emotion that I'm thinking. If I know I want to write a song about, you know, relationships with a girl, then I'll just wait for the melody. I'll think about that, and then it will come to my head. And then I'll do that. If I want to write something about something else, like the roads or whatever, I'll wait for that melody to come, then I'll make it and just spit on it, really. I don't think too much about it.
I've got a question from Oliver on the floor. I think this is going to be our final question. Make it a good one, Oliver.
Yes, Skep.
Yes.
Been a big supporter from when you guys were on radio, Meridian Mondays, listened to you on so many different sounds. But I must say the standout track for this album was with Haas. What Do You Mean?
Yeah.
I've never heard you on that kind of rhythm. Did you produce it as well?
Yeah, me and Io. He's
Yeah.
producer, yeah.
What was it like working with Haas as well?
Yeah, it was good, man. We made a track. We made another track before that track, but he went away for a while, and then he was saying that he wanted to come back with something fresh. That when he was away, he had different ideas and felt different or whatever. So he was like, wait, I'm coming back soon. Like, we're gonna make something else. And yeah, we just went into the studio, and I think it didn't even take that long. It was really natural the way he works, like no pen, no paper, same as me. We were just banging away at the beat. While I'm making the beat, I'm thinking of the lyrics. And yeah, that track is something else, man. Yeah, that track is something else. I'm happy that I got to work with Haas because I really admire him as an artist. He's sick.
I love that track too. It's a banger. That's a banger. To be honest, when you dropped Bullet from a Gun, I think to me it was sick because people would have expected you to have dropped like the Haas track or the Grease Mode first, but you went straight in with quite a deep record, and obviously it means a lot to you. I think we're pretty much wrapping up now, but I actually have a question from when I guess the tables were turned and we were in Nigeria and I was on a panel, and you said to us, we were talking about having a purpose, I guess, bigger than ourselves. And I feel like, especially everything you do, whether in music or outside of it, I was wondering, what would you say your purpose is?
I don't rate no older black guys, like famous guys in England. I think that when they get to a certain place, they just all turn jelly. And so I feel like I owe it to, you know, the boys that are born here from parents that are not from here, to direct a way and to show them what their true power is, and show them something bigger than, you know, all the stuff they're buying and all like the retail therapy that they're getting. That it doesn't save you, you know. You have to get with it and you have to understand your purpose. And I hope that my music gets them there, yeah, every time.
Amazing.
Thank you.
Well, this has been incredible. Thank you to everybody that's been locked in online, for sending in all of your amazing questions, everyone on the floor, and of course you. We are here to celebrate you and Ignorance.
Ignorance is Bliss, the album out now. Grease.
Give it up for Skepta.
What?